Okay, let's go ahead and speak with Sirena to take on the next level 65 challenge entitled An Impossible Dream. Sirena knows where you might find Lord Hien. Long ago, my grandmother, having received a vision from the gods, bade me to go forth into the southern mountains. It was there that I found Hien near death from many wounds. I brought him to our village, and there we nursed him back to health. Afterwards he chose to remain, that he might repay us for our kindness. Doman set much store by honor and shame, so at first I did not question it. Excuse me, if I could see him out for a moment. Here, he has grown fond of this place. It affords him a view of the markets and the steppe. I would accompany you, but I must return to our village to prepare my grandmother's meal. Thank you again for your assistance. Our long-awaited reunion is at hand. Come, my friends, let us go and greet our Lord and Master. As the sun prepares to rise here on the Azim steppe. Yeah, couldn't have timed this better, actually. Yeah, because I can see I saw on the map there, I'm thinking to myself, like, he's above... And I saw the cliff face, and like, he's above us, isn't he? Because, yeah, when you usually go on quests like these, and something is overlapping on something, it's almost always up the top. We found him. Found him perhaps in meditation, high above this place. But yeah, my lord, you certainly have found quite an interesting area to chill out on. Yeah, it's certainly quite something, isn't it? So why don't we go ahead and speak with you? Are you indeed the person that we've been searching for all this time?
The Kami are merciful! My lord Hien, I see you are alive and well.
Ah, you are come sooner than expected.
Sooner?
So, my blade or my head? Which would you have of me?
The people of Yansha remain loyal to Doma. I have seen the fire in their eyes. They are ready to rise up and fight.
This must
The
be good
time
news
is
for
ripe,
you.
my lord. Return with us, blade in hand, and lead Doma to freedom.
But is he ready, though?
Not less than liberty will suffice, then. A pity. It will prove far more difficult to deliver than my head.
Yeah, probably he's still feeling pessimistic.
But if my people wish to pursue an impossible dream, then who am I to deny them?
Oh, you have Final
You
Fantasy
goody.
VI music!
Gorsetsu! And,
He's got the Doma Castle music from Final Fantasy VI! Oh, wow. How appropriate. Good call there, Square Enix. Yeah, and we're the Warriors of Light.
The scions of the Seventh Dawn, my lord. Good and true friends who opened their hearts and homes to us when we fled to Eorzea.
And how come we're not kneeling?
Far across the sea they have journeyed to stand with us in the fight for Doman liberation. To oppose the Empire, as they have in the West, where they are lauded as heroes for their many deeds.
say no more, Yugiri. Say no more. I observed how you helped Sirena, to whom I am deeply indebted. For that, and for the aid you provided my people, you have my deepest gratitude.
Thank you. Well, yeah. Shouldn't I bow back to you? Or at the very least kneel, like Yugiri and Gosetsu are?
There's no doubting your strength, nor your character. It would be my honor to fight by your side.
Thank you.
So, what of Doma? Arise, my friends, and tell me of our home.
Yeah, stand up, you two.
I have made my decision. You, Giddy. I bid you return to Yanxia and take charge of our forces in preparation for my homecoming. As for our esteemed guests, I would ask that you remain here with me. I sense you will be a great help in the coming days.
Your will is my command, my lord, but how much longer do you intend to stay?
Yeah.
Oh, only until I have won the contest? I mean to return at the head of a Zayla army.
How's that's gonna happen?
You mean to participate in the Nardum?
Isn't that forbidden? Shouldn't it be
Have you a
Zayla
better
only?
idea? Consider how soundly we were defeated before. The Imperials may have since grown weaker, but we are weaker still. 'Twould be folly to challenge them without first supplementing our forces, so yes, I intend to win the Nardum and enlist the aid of every able-bodied Zayla I can.
Wow.
Furthermore, by championing the Mole in the contest, I can at last repay their kindness. Lest you forget they saved me from certain death, and a man who suffers such debts to go unpaid is without honor and unfit to lead.
Just so, just so.
So I guess Lord Hien is our Pita.
Our lord has spoken, you giddy. But take heart. I shall keep him safe. And should it come to it, bring him back by force.
This is no laughing matter, Gosetsu. But if these are my orders, very well. Once more I place my faith in you. Pray look after them both.
Very well. She's gonna go on
Looks
ninja
like it's up to
style.
us then. Though it does seem a bit risky. Isn't Hien meant to be the next king of Doma or something?
That's what they say.
So they say, though in truth I am but a pale reflection of my late father. All the more reason to entreat your assistance.
Yeah, we'll do what we can.
For ours is an impossible dream. To set in motion a revolution that will rattle the very firmament and shake off the yoke of the most powerful empire in the world.
And so it's here where we're gonna make our stand, huh? And then we can officially conclude this challenge. Corinne Loren, was it? Once again, allow me to thank you for your many deeds in service to Doma. For 25 years did my father rule in name only. My rule, if one would deign to call it that, has been naught in comparison. That changes now. We have a purpose and a plan, and after we take to the battlefield together, we will have victory as well. But you are a practical woman, I can tell, disinclined to trust in words when actions speak truer. I can relate. And so we'll take another 208,000 experience points from them. And these boots. Well, now that we've officially found Lord Hien, now we'll move on to side quests. Yeah, I wanted to be certain that we could find the young lord first before we started to engage in side questing. Because yeah, there are so many here. So yeah, why don't we go around and see if we can't help out the people around here. We'll begin side quest by speaking with Tamachag. And he has 2 different quests that we can do. And he starts with the level 65 challenge with the challenge called Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. Tamachag is not in the best of spirits. Hello there, traveler. As it happens, some of the local Castiri merchants have been dealing with a problem involving your kind of late. Mine? Reunion is run by the Castir. It will not do you any favors to displease them. The tribe is famed for its dislike of speech. They believe that all words are merely lies. The Castiri way is to show your intentions through your actions. Nothing else shall suffice for them. And apparently, spell checking is still a problem for Square Enix. And yet a merchant from far-off lands has recently appeared in Reunion, trying to force the Kastiri to trade by using the very words they despise. Ignorance is no excuse. I have seen others attempt to explain the local customs to him. However, it matters not what anyone says if he will not listen. I would appreciate it if you were to take the responsibility for this buffoon. No doubt he is still in the Khan's tent harping on. Which I'm guessing is this thing. And we have Gasko here, or Gasko, I guess. And Hien Elzen? No, it's just a pure Highlander by the looks of it. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and speak with him? I don't suppose you'd fancy taking part in this conversation anytime soon, would you? If I've done something to displease you, you need only tell me what. And just who would you happen to be? If you're here to trade then you'll have to wait your turn. I arrived first. But I'm here to help you and explain the customs around here. What's that? You're not a merchant. Well, you are aware of the funny customs that these Kastiri have. Apparently words aren't much use, only actions will do. I was told as much by members of other Orwe tribes, but I just can't bring myself to believe it. How can one run a market if they refuse to speak? Regardless, it does not appear that I stand to gain much from continuing to rely on speech. Even if a fellow outsider such as yourself is telling me to follow the Kastiri customs, I suppose it is high time I acquiesced. And hey there, Ichigo, good to see you this evening, glad to have you with us. Now that I think on it, if you're not a competitor, perhaps you would be interested in working with me. Seek me out if you'd like to hear more. Very well. Looks like he's just going to be right outside. Yeah, looks like we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned chain quest here. So let's see what Gasko has in mind. It has been an eternity since I last had the chance to talk with a fellow traveler. The name's Gasko. I belong to the East Alderney Trading Company and I've been stationed in the Far East for a while now. I used to work at our Kugane office until a short while ago. Word has it, it won't be long before Doma fully escapes the Empire's grasp. Who gave you that information? Very few merchants are going to pass up such a good opportunity to train with a newly independent nation. I've always been a pioneer myself and decided that I would make certain I was always the first to explore this new potential trade partner. I brought bags full of foreign goods to impress the locals with. Yet despite this, I'm unable to convince them to even talk to me, never mind take a look at my wares. If they only knew what harrowing obstacles I've had to overcome just to be here. Countless levies paid to pirates, escaping the most dangerous beasts and bandits, I could go on forever. And what is my reward? The icy stare of a Kastiri woman. Until today I had never met a lady that thought me anything but a charming gent. As it seems I alone am not up to this task, I wish to ask for your aid, knowledgeable adventurer. If you help me convince them to trade, I promise you untold discounts on everything I have for sale. Like, are you serious? No need to be so long, friend. I merely wish for you to help me learn about Kastiri customs. I would not dream of asking you to threaten them or force you to help me with my work. Their culture is like anything I've encountered thus far. If I am to get anywhere, I must study all of the customs and deities that govern their day-to-day lives. Only then do I stand a chance of convincing them to trade. This information shall doubtless be equally valuable to you on your travels. Why, if I weren't such a humble man, I would demand you show your gratitude to me for giving you this opportunity. Well, be that as it may, we'll go ahead and take his 104,000 experience points plus his Aether Current. So let's go ahead and take on Gasko's next level 65 challenge entitled Words Are Trivial. Gasko is raring to get started with his studies. Let us start by finding out just how Kastiri communicate with one another. If we cannot learn this much, then there is not much point in being here. It is to this end that I would have you ask the locals about their customs. Of course, I too shall try asking, although I fear I may have already gained an unfavorable reputation with the locals. Can't even begin to think why. Well, maybe we can find out the information that you require. I mean, that is what you're looking for by and large. We've got Svood here. Let's speak with her. If you wish to understand Castilla, you should start by considering why this area was named Reunion. The Zala tribes constantly fight with one another. However, whilst there are in Reunion, all conflict is prohibited. This area was founded based on the ideal of the Zala coming together as one. And then 2 over here, including Baldur, who we've already spoken with before. I guess we'll be speaking with him again. Hello. You would have me explain Castiri customs to you. I would assume most people would pick up after spending a few days here. Mind you, our merchant friend makes me wonder. The Castiri refuse to speak. They think all words to be lies. If you wish to earn their trust, then simply follow this principle. It should be clear what you need to do. So did they like sign language or something? And what about Uto here? Yeah, you're not an Aura. Are you helping Gasko? Quite a handful, isn't he? He's not doing his fellow outsiders any favor, of that you can be certain. You would do well to tell him it is about time he started following Castiri rules for a change. And then... well, but that's what we're trying to find out, though. It's not just the Castilla. All the bloody Zala in this place hardly speak. Though they're not quite good at staring, I must say. Did you fare any better? Well, here's what you need to know. We're supposed to show our intentions through actions, you say. Yes, over-reliance on speech is something we should all endeavor to avoid. Then there's truly one thing for it. We must gain their trust by showing them we come in peace. Like, what are you getting at here? Yes, I shall greet all those in Union and show that I only want to be their friend. Here's an idea. Why don't you go and greet Kotota first? She's the one we really have to convince after all. Reassure Kotota with a wordless, you can trust me. So I'm guessing that's the Castiri he was trying to speak with earlier. Yep. And since the Warrior of Light being a silent protagonist themselves... Kotota seems unsure how to react to your gesture. You wonder how to proceed. Kill her with kindness, take a gentle approach, or she may not like this. Let's go with the one in the middle. You wonder how best to communicate your intentions. Act as a lady should. Take a friendlier approach. Sure you have nothing left to lose. Act as a lady should. The faint twinkle in Kotota's eyes suggests you have earned her trust. Oh, fancy seeing you here, Kotota. Allow me to show you just how friendly I am. Behold the bomb dance of Kugane! You're gonna bomb dance for her? Come on now, do not be shy. Let us all get to know each other. Why do you stare at me so? Because I think you just ruined my efforts, dude. Well, it seems I've overstayed my welcome. Come along, Corinne. Let us not bother the lovely Castilla any further. Pray with me outside. I don't know what to do with him either. But then again, don't these chain quests usually involve bumbling fools? I'm ever the optimist, but even I would struggle to say that went according to plan. Because you killed it. I just don't understand. When I danced in front of a Castilla earlier, several gathered to watch. You should have seen them, Corinne. They were beckoning for others to come look. Pointing fingers, laughing. They loved my performance. No, that's not a positive response. After such a positive reception, I was certain Kotota would respond in a similar manner, but perhaps even dance with me. But no, all I saw was rage in her eyes. and I share that acknowledgement. However, I've indeed gained a better understanding of their ways. Now I just need to consider how to approach them next time. You think about that while I go ahead and take myself a ring. So what does this ring possess? Okay, so skill, speed, and determination against skill, speed, and crit hits. I'm gonna go with this ring. Crit hit and skill speed. Okay, so I'd be better off swapping up for this ring. Alright. And now we're inching the item level now up to 271. Slowly but surely. Let's take Gasko's next level 65 challenge entitled Words Are Meaningless. Poor Gasko just wants some Kastiri friends. In consideration of the fact that showing my enthusiasm through dance had little effect, I suggest we consider a new approach. Instead of approaching the Kastiri directly, we focus on improving my reputation with the other tribes. As I previously mentioned, I brought countless goods with me from faraway lands, the likes of which the Zela have never seen. If I advertise these wares in Reunion, there will be crowds begging to trade with me in no time. Would you be up to the task of promoting my goods to those that have only just arrived in Reunion? I shall focus on the group that enjoyed my bomb dance performance. No doubt they will get to see me again. Speak only with aura that have recently arrived in Reunion. And how would we know who they are? Because yeah, we could cover the whole circle and may not necessarily have the luck we're looking for. Nonetheless, we're prepared to give it a go. See if any of them are hiding in between places. See if there are any in the sheep pen. Man, look at all those sheep. That's a lot of sheep. That's a lot of wool. Okay, here we are. We found Jabai. Hello there. You say that there's a merchant about selling weapons from foreign lands. Interesting indeed, but why did you think to tell me of this fact? Well, if you must know. The poor man's been denied permission to trade in Reunion? Well, I can certainly see why they'd turn him away if that's what he's selling. Though that works well for me, that is to say, he has my deepest sympathies. We Gessi are skilled hunters, certainly the most capable of all the Zela tribes. We fully understand the importance of weaponry. And from one person who wields the lance to another, I can appreciate what you're talking about. I, for one, would certainly like to see your friend give him permission to trade. In fact, I'll even give him some advice on how to plead his cause. While I am talking with the merchant, I would advise you to continue efforts to win over the Castilla. Something you may wish to keep in mind. The Castilla are always in need of oil to keep the lanterns lit in Reunion. Slay a steppe Gadan and bring back a lump of its fat. The Castilla are sure to appreciate the gesture. In the meantime, I will tell your friend all about trading in Reunion. I shall see to it he knows absolutely everything. Oh yes. Oh yes, what? The way he was going on when he said, oh yes, I was thinking to myself he was going to give me one last piece of advice. But no, he stopped short of doing that. So let's go find a Gadan. I may have to go to the other side of the fence. Good thing that there is some holes through the fence that I can go through in order to find a Gadan. Alright, so it's these wolves. Yeah, sorry to break up the music that sounds like it could come out of the Lion King, but I'm afraid I don't have a choice. I'm here on a task. I'm here on a task, and therefore I must fulfill the suggestion that was just given to me. So yeah, nothing personal, buddy, it's just business. And pow! Alright, let's turn this back over to Gasko. And we'll see if he can be able to make use of this. I would have reason to believe that he would. So back through and let's go find Gasko, wherever he is. Oh, looks like Jabei is here as well. Hello again, Kryn. Jabei has told me everything. I hear you're going to procure some beast fat? Right here. Excellent. Let us present this to the Castilla as Jabei suggested and earn their trust. A wise decision. You would do well to follow my advice if you wish to trade here. What did we talk about, you ask? Nothing particularly interesting. He merely gave me some guidance as how I could secure permission to trade here. Well, I would have expected you probably would take all of his words seriously, considering what you're trying to accomplish. Speaking of which, thank you for gathering the Stepkadan fat. Could you give it to Kotota for me? There's something else that requires my attention. Alright. Oh, that's right, you want a bomb dance again? Hey, Kotota. Yeah, she's like, what are you doing back? Kotota is unsure as to why you visited. Show you mean well by handing over the fat. I would like to bestow this upon you. Like, what? Kotota is flabbergasted. You wonder if your reaction has something to do with the advice Jabei gave to Gasko. Oh, but now we have to take the quest from her next. How are we gonna... I'm guessing this is gonna be one of those quests where we'll be given no information, because if we're taking it from Kotota, who doesn't speak, then we're definitely gonna have to play a thinking game here. So we have the level 65 challenge entitled Enjoy the Silence. Gasko is deep in thought, even though he's not even in this tent. And what are you bestowing upon me? Points over that way. Kotota gives the sticky animal fat back to you. It seems she wants you to talk with Reunion's Khan about what Jabei said to Gasko. However, he is also Gastir, is Iturgan. Hello there, sir. The Khan is waiting to see how you will act. Bestow him this. The Khan gazes upon you, as if he's staring into your very soul. It seems he wishes you to grant him your succor. How will you respond? Nod, give him a quizzical look, or show him yourself. What do they mean by show him yourself? I think we'll just keep it simple. Khan nods and points to the northeast. It seems you have earned his trust. Yeah, that way! It appears to the points to the northeast. It appears there's something in that direction he would like you to investigate. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be one of those guessing game challenges. Turns out it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. Because yeah, we've already run into a couple of those already in this Let's Play. So now we're going to the northeast. But what will we find when we get there? Among the Gadan. Well, we do have a landmark to look at. Which, if this Gadan gets off my back, I will have the opportunity to look upon. Gonna teach you for trying to run interference on me, dude. Yeah, one part of the chain, two parts of the chain. Step up my game. And take you out. One more to get it done. There we go. So, do we climb up the stairs? I guess so. Yep. This would appear to be the area the Khan bid you visit. You decide to wait for a while and see if anything happens. Yeah, I agree. But even then, we still need a few quests. Oh, it's our friend. You know, what's not going on there, Gasko? You came after all. Do you have the weapons? Oh, these guys. Yes, you are certain this will allow me to trade a reunion? Certainly. The Castile are indebted to us. They'll listen to anything we ask of them. You'll have permission to trade in no time. All I ask is that you sell your weapons to us first. All of them. I'm especially interested in the bombs you foreigners make. Why do I get the feeling this is a setup, based on the music we're currently listening to? Bombs? Well, I have some, although they're used for mining, not war. I don't have a great many, None of that matters. Just give me everything you have, fool. Then you will go back to your wretched homeland and bring more. Yeah, you've been fooled. Are you positive you've been telling me the truth this whole time? When Corinne and I talked to the oral reunion, we were told everyone there was an equal and at peace. Yet you will monopolize all the weapons I have for sale? You also claim that Castile will listen to anything you say, but I know full well they will not listen to anyone. It seems I was wrong to call you a fool earlier. You have a fair bit of knowledge beneath that thick skull of yours, I see. Now you've caught on to my plan, there's no reason to continue the ruse. We need your bombs to be the dominant tribe. Now hand them over, you cur! I didn't want to have to bring Blade against brothers and sisters of the Lance, but it appears I have no choice. I'm usually one capable of compassion, but not in this instance. Maybe the Castile knew this was going to happen. I kind of get that feeling that they could see that this was going to happen. So, yeah. Remember me? Boom! Yeah. Triple threat your ass. Yeah. Brothers and sisters of the Lance you may be, but my friends you are not. Yeah, the leader goes down, and soon his friends will go with him. Load up the attack! Pow! You're out. You okay there, Gasko? Corinne, please accept my apologies. He told me I had to come alone. Jabai, I knew you were foolish, but I never imagined you were so far beyond redemption. Oh, wait a minute. I am sorry we had to involve you in this adventure. However, your efforts have helped us save a union from great harm. So Tamacheg apparently knew this was going to happen too. I will make sure the Gessi Khan is informed of events. I imagine he will be keen to see Jabai is punished for his crimes. How did things come to this? The Gessi may be the most skilled at hunting, but they are ultimately at the mercy of their weapons. There is a limit to what one can obtain on the Azim steppe. No doubt they have long wondered what they could accomplish while they were able to get their lands on weapons from faraway lands. Jabai is one of the most radical Gessi I have had the misfortune of meeting. He harbors an intense hatred for the larger tribes, such as the Arakirm and the Jungid. His plan was to use foreign tools to demonstrate the Gessi's supposed superiority. I did not ask for any of this. I simply wanted to sell my wares that I may make a living for myself. Do not involve me in your tribal feuds! You still clearly don't understand just why you are hated so in Reunion. Think back to that fat jabel you had procured to turn into oil for Reunion's lamps. What do you think happens when bulbs are set off near oil? You mean to say my actions were endangering the very lives of those who live in Reunion? Yeah, what have I done? I understand Kototo's reluctance now. She foresaw that the trade of foreign weapons would only bring conflict to Reunion. It would have been irresponsible of her to allow me to trade with the Zela here. Now everything is clear. There is little reason for me to stay any longer. Allow me to apologize for all the trouble I've caused so far. And so away he goes. Oh, and you're giving me something? Thank you. You were handed a vellum covered with Castirian markings. Oh, like what they're wearing? Kototo points in the direction Gasko headed. It seems she would have you present the vellum to him. Well, as night falls... And holy cow, that's a huge Marlboro. Is that part of a hunt? I guess we'll find out when we get over there, eventually. Yeah, it turns out, I guess we never earned his trust there, Ichigo. All we did was save Gasko from making a horrible mistake. Oh, Corinne, I just finished saying farewell to that group of Bomb Dance fans. Well, before you go, take this with you. Could it be? This is the very vellum required to trade a Reunion! But why would Kototo see fit to bestow this honor upon me? My near bungle almost set Reunion ablaze! Because you acknowledged your mistake? Because you didn't send any bombs to Jubei? Or refused to answer? Well, it's because you acknowledged your mistake. He probably would have figured it out on his own. Ah, yes, I foolishly thought that my wares would enrich their lives while knowing nothing of their culture and customs. It's obvious to me now just why they place their faith in actions. Their gesture has made me feel genuine joy for the first time in a long while. And whilst I would love nothing more than to begin trading right away, I must make one more trip back to our office in Kugane first. I need to have a good think about what I should sell here. I'm inclined to believe food, spices, and seeds of plants suited to the local climate would go down well. I'm sure Kototo would appreciate such goods being traded at Reunion. I will return as soon as I'm ready. The region is so different to anywhere I've been, and that is precisely what makes it fascinating. However, there are still countless people out there who have no understanding of its culture, just like me when I first arrived here. What's more, if traders such as myself descend upon a Reunion in droves, the Castile will doubtless struggle to keep them under control. That is why I must return to give back to this land that has taught me so much. I owe you a great debt to both the Castile and to you, Corinne. I truly hope I see you again in Reunion someday. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Gasko, as you begin on your pursuit of establishing a shop here. So, go ahead and take a ring, and see him on his way. And so our first chain side quest here in Reunion is finished.